Welcome inside a brand new edition of UNI-TV, where we give you an inside look at the news impacting students on the University of Northern Iowa campus and community members here in the Cedar Valley. I'm Nate Grieve.
And I'm Dakota Funk. On this week's show, we take a look at the upcoming political races, check in with some student organizations on campus, and some of the sports teams. That and much more coming up on this edition of UNI-TV.
Right now, from the University of Northern Iowa, this is UNI-TV News.
We begin with a look at a new development on campus. With technology continually changing and more students using smartphones and tablets, UNI is trying to keep up. UNI-TV's Corey, Margot, and Dakota have more on UNI's mobile app.
The development of the mobile app at the University of Northern Iowa is another step the university is taking to stay ahead of the technological curve. The app was created by the IT department at the university. We talked to one of the people in charge of making this app possible.
Essentially now we are linking to certain pages on our websites. Like I said, the calendar events are there. You can access the menus at all of the dining centers immediately. We have a pretty robust athletics website for all of the teams, so you can see schedules and results of games. One of the things that we were very concerned about was faculty, staff, employee, and student safety. So on the very first page, upper right-hand corner, we have a differently colored emergency button. So if something should happen, we've been experiencing some extremely cold weather. If your car should break down on campus, or you can't get into your car, or you find yourself out in the cold and need some assistance, you can hit that button and get a hold of campus security immediately. So that was a function that we were very interested in supplying to the students.
The mobile app is also being advertised to people who might not know much about UNI.
It's just general awareness from non-campus publics about the University of Northern Iowa. That's kind of what we're putting it on billboards about, letting everybody know that we have a mobile app, is so potential students and parents who maybe are considering UNI can download the mobile app and find out a lot about the school.
Even though the mobile app has been advertised extensively to students and non-students, some students never heard about the app. One student thought there could be a little room for improvement.
They probably could have advertised the app better before they released it, because I kind of only heard about it when it was on the website or the Facebook pages and stuff like that.
Despite some students' thoughts, there are already over 6,000 users. Usage and feedback is very important, so the mobile app can be even more user-friendly in the future.
We're going to work really hard on soliciting input and feedback and developing what the audiences want to see, so that it's an application that is first and foremost on their mind as far as usage. That's what we're hoping for.
On behalf of Corey Wagner, Margot Sturgis, and for UNI-TV, I'm Dakota Funk. Each year, more than 4 million people in over 20 countries raise much-needed funds and awareness to save lives for cancer patients through the Relay for Life movement. Here in the Cedar Valley, Relay for Life gets local businesses to help support their cause. Luke Hansen and Sammy Mallow have the story.
It's a delicious morning at Scratch Cupcakery on Main Street in downtown Cedar Falls. Scratch coffee is being brewed hot for this cold weather, and customers are rushing through the doors to support the local event for Relay for Life fundraiser hosted by Scratch Cupcakery.
I heard about this event through Facebook. Giving back is an important thing in our community. Relay for Life hosts several fundraising events throughout the year, so they can also give back.
Our fundraisers here in the Cedar Valley are about 1/3 of our whole fundraising total. And then I would say the other 1/3 would come from just what participants fundraise, and then maybe the other third would be just sponsorships from the Cedar Valley businesses.
Businesses also profit from these popular fundraising events.
When we hold events, the store typically brings in more revenue. We've actually already run out of the purple and gold Oh Happy Day that we had for the Colleges Against Cancer.
UNI-CAC, also known as Colleges Against Cancer, is the host for UNI's Relay for Life event.
Basically what we do is if we have interest in a certain business, corporation or company, we just contact them, tell them, kind of what we're about, what we do, and then we go forward with it if they're interested or not.
To get Scratch to donate to your organization or your event, the easiest way to do that is to email donations@scratchcupcakery.com.
When it came time to pick the perfect business, there was no doubt Relay for Life wanted to work with Scratch Cupcakery.
Scratch is always delicious and it makes me happy.
Scratch is just everybody's favorite here in the Cedar Valley, especially on campus at UNI. So we contacted them, if they would be interested in fundraising for us.
Eligibility for collaborating with Scratch is very simple.
We only donate to nonprofit organizations. We do get asked a lot for benefits and that kind of thing, but we do just do nonprofits. We go a wide range. We go from medical to the dogs to just about anything you can think of we've donated to, as long as it has that nonprofit status. We donate quarterly here. We have a certain amount of funds that get dispersed quarterly, which is when our donations committee will sit down, look at all the requests, and see what we can do for as many people as we can.
Donations and events such as these keeps everyone focused on the main goal for Relay for Life.
I hopefully will be participating in Relay for Life, hopefully with the Panther Marching Band.
I have participated in Relay for Life. I won't be able to this year, but I still donate to the cause.
Relay for Life's big event is April 11th through the 12th. From 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. in the McLeod Center at UNI.
This has been
Luke Hansen
and Sammy Mallow
for UNI-TV.
All right, there you go. Have a good day.
For more than 125 years, programs in the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences have formed a cornerstone at the University of Northern Iowa. Students can pursue a degree in a range of majors that cater to their interests and provide career preparation. Chaz majors enjoy the best of two worlds, the opportunities and state-of-the-art facilities of a larger university with the connection to faculty and hands-on experience of a smaller school. Together, we can build a foundation that will prepare you for your future.
Does the winter have you locked in your room, looking for something fun to do? Look no further than the Cedar Valley area, where Mike and Mike will introduce a fun winter activity that you will be sure to want to check out.
Most people assume there isn't much to do in Iowa during the winter, especially when the temperatures constantly hover around 0 degrees. However, a group of outdoor enthusiasts in Cedar Falls are giving people a unique opportunity to prove otherwise by converting an unused grain silo into an 80-foot ice climbing course.
What better thing to do in the wintertime than to come out to a silo and ice climb? I mean, there isn't too much stuff to do in the winter besides you got ice fishing, and then you can go and be crazy, be like camping outdoors. But I mean, it's cold, but this is about the best thing Iowa has to offer for outdoor winter rec.
Whether you're an experienced climber or just trying it out for the first time, their well-trained staff will provide you with the tools and guidance needed to reach the top.
Well, out here, equipment, we have everything you need, from the helmet to the glasses to the crampons to the axes. So if you want to come out, I mean, we'll give you a little instruction video, but the biggest thing is don't get discouraged if you can't make it up to the top. Very few people actually make it up to the top at their very first time.
JD offers some simple advice for those first-time climbers.
It's different than rock climbing. It's different than any type of climbing you'll ever endure. Your arms will get pumped out, and your self-esteem will get burned by the time if you don't make it up to the top. You make big grabs and you use your feet. The biggest thing is use your feet, and people don't, they forget they have spikes on their feet, and your legs are your most powerful muscle in your body, so they forget to use that, and they just try to use your arms, and by the time you get 3/4 of the way up, your arms are going to be shot and not going to be able to hold on. You'll probably leave the axes up at the top and fall off, so we'll catch you.
The ice climbing silo is open on Saturdays and Sundays during the year when temperatures are consistently below 26 degrees. For UNI-TV, I'm Michael Hudson.
Both Christians and atheists are baffled at why Waterloo and Cedar Rapids were ranked the 4th most godless cities in America by the American Bible Society. Lynn Taw and Eric Benson have the story.
A recent article in Time magazine has rated Waterloo, along with Cedar Rapids, as the 4th most godless city in the United States, according to a study conducted by the American Bible Society. We spoke with local religious and free-thinking believers about what they feel about the article.
I was raised Unitarian Universalist, which is an organization. It's a religion of a sort, but it's very liberal and very open-minded, and so actually both my parents are atheists even though they belong to that church. So I never really had religion indoctrinated into me, but it really wasn't until I came to UNI and found Unify that I began to think more and more about issues, not just atheist issues, but beyond atheism, like skepticism, humanism, as being better alternatives to view the world than a religious viewpoint.
For me, it was an eye-opener to reflect on that, because we as Catholics, we read the scripture every week. However, we read from what we call a lectionary, which is a book put together by the bishops of the United States and actually the bishops of the world, because regardless of what Catholic church you go to in the world, it's the same readings every Sunday. And so I think it's important for us as Catholics to realize that we do read from scripture. However, it's not always out of the book called the Bible.
While both atheists and Christians debate on the belief of God, they both agree that numbers are not indicative of whether Cedar Rapids or Waterloo are godless cities.
It really depends on what they mean by the term godless. Is it just not reading the Bible, or does it mean something else? But I mean, it may indicate a greater shift in particularly young people to move away from religion for a variety of reasons. And
I think anytime you have statistics, you have to realize that there's a margin of error. And so, who did they mail it to? What people responded? Was it a survey that was put online that people were encouraged to respond to? And so I think it's always important to realize that sometimes the information isn't always the most accurate, but at the same time it gives us purpose to reflect on that. It gives us purpose to say, what are we doing? And are we doing enough to help our young people and people in general to realize that the Word of God is available to them?
Although this survey declares that these cities are the least Bible-minded, believers and non-believers have not seen a drastic change in the numbers of people they work with in their prospective groups.
I would think that those people who are Catholic and Christian, the ones that I was familiar with there, and Cedar Rapids and the ones here in Waterloo, they probably say, that's not my experience. Our experience is our church and community is pretty much, Bible, people who read the Bible and believe in the Bible and teachings of Jesus.
I can't exactly comment on if I actually think there are more people who are non-religious, but I definitely think it has become more acceptable than from my freshman year. Unify has always been an active organization as long as I've been on this campus, but I see more and more people willing to, even if they don't become an active member, they're willing to identify with our organization, they're willing to come to our events, they're willing to say they are an ally of us, that they identify as non-religious or atheist or questioning religion or something of that nature. So I have seen a bit of a culture shift in that sense.
For UNI-TV, this is Lynn Tall with Eric Benson.
Hello, my name is Dwight Watson. I'm the Dean of the College of Education at the University of Northern Iowa. At the University of Northern Iowa, we are excited about preparing teachers and educators and people who provide services throughout the community. Our goal is to educate, serve, and lead. I'm excited about the opportunities that are in my College of Education. If you're interested in becoming a leader, a teacher, or a service provider, come to the University of Northern Iowa.
UNI students and staff now have another place to pick up a cup of coffee on their way to class or work. Sidecar Coffee opened November 16th on College Hill and has already created quite the buzz around the university and the surrounding neighborhood. Olivia Huddle has the story.
The weather's been pretty cold this winter, but the newly established Sidecar Coffee Shop is providing a warm spot on College Hill. The quaint coffee shop began when co-owner Jed Vanderzanden quit his job to roast his own coffee full-time, selling his product in various Cedar Valley stores. Vanderzanden was renting commercial space in downtown Cedar Falls from Brent Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom had recently acquired property on College Hill, and then Andy Footman came into the mix.
One of the top needs, according to a survey conducted by the College Hill Partnership, one of the top needs was a coffee shop, one of the things the neighborhood wanted the most. So Brent, knowing Jed, thought that we could put together a coffee shop where we roasted our own beans. So I worked for Brent, and he called me in January and asked me if I liked coffee, and I told him I did like coffee, and he said, let's start a coffee shop.
So Footman began to learn everything he could about coffee and the coffee making process.
I have a friend who owns a company in Waterloo, and he bought a commercial espresso machine at the same time that I needed to learn how to make coffee. So I ended up going there twice a day for about 6 months, and I was the staff barista for their office.
Footman also met with a friend who worked at Brewed Cafe in Cedar Rapids. He traveled to the coffee shop weekly for several months to expand his coffee knowledge.
So because those two people were so generous to us, we were able to start this coffee shop and not have it be a complete disaster. And we've been very lucky to have an unbelievable staff. We're the kind of people who can work together, make something up as you go along, and not get rattled. So far, it's been way better than we could have expected.
Sidecar's greatest challenge also came with a great accomplishment.
We didn't want to go overboard right at the beginning because we were inexperienced. So we turned the open light on, and I put a picture of the open light on Facebook. Waited about an hour and a half, and then it went completely bananas. And so one of the top challenges we had at the beginning was we didn't know what to do with a line of people.
Footman spoke about how the coffee roasting process, which is done by co-owner Jed Vanderzanden, is essential to making good coffee.
We have 2 new coffees from Papua New Guinea and Rwanda. The harvests come in, Jed takes the fresh beans and he profile roasts them. So he roasts them and he takes notes every 30 seconds of the various attributes of his roaster, and then over time he figures out exactly how he wants to do it, and then he takes his plan downtown and roasts a whole bunch at a time.
Sidecar Coffee makes everything fresh, such as their soups and syrups, or gets it from local companies, like baked goods coming from Scratch Cupcakery. UNI student Darian Everding can taste the freshness that makes Sidecar unique.
I really think that the quality is better than what you're going to get at a Starbucks. The service is better than what you're going to get anywhere else.
And she notes the convenience of the coffee shop being located on College Hill.
I really hesitate using my vehicle. I have to go walk out and spend as much time walking to get to it, then warming it up. So anywhere I can walk to really makes it a very convenient business that I think I'm going to use a lot more.
Footman feels that College Hill is a good location for the shop, and the people are a key part of his experience with Sidecar Coffee.
We have a lot of people who come here fairly often, and it's been really fun to get to know the people that come to the shop. There's a lot of energy on the hill these days. New stuff popping up all the time. There's so many people around. What we're doing is different than what anybody else is doing around here, and we are taking our own approach, and we think this is a great place to do it.
For UNI-TV, I'm Olivia Hoddle.
Have you ever caught yourself thinking, what am I doing with my college career? What's something actually fun I can get involved in on campus? Look no further than Cedar River Productions, or as many know it as CRP. It's the perfect way to gain experience with on-camera acting, learn how to shoot promotional videos, commercials, or short films, and boost your confidence in editing with Adobe Premiere. Come check out one of our CRP meetings every Thursday at 6 p.m. in the Performing Studio of Lang Hall, or like our Facebook page, Cedar River Productions, for the latest updates.
The UNI Department Faculty Exhibition is upon us once again, and there are many amazing pieces to view. Reporters Nate Grieve and Bryce Berger bring you the story.
The University of Northern Iowa Art Department is displaying a number of works as part of the 2014 Department of Art Faculty Exhibition. The works on display range from paintings and sculptures to the more exotic, such as video-enhanced performance art or sculptures featuring molding produce. We spoke with the director of the UNI Gallery of Art, Daryl Taylor, who explained how works find their way into the gallery.
The criteria for the faculty exhibition is that anyone who is faculty at the UNI Department of Art can participate. 2 to 3 works at most, so that we have enough space for everyone. And usually it just begins to show up, and I look through the work and find the proper place for everything so that there's a nice flow in the gallery. But the main criteria is that the faculty members are showing their most recent work and their most expressive work at the time.
He went on to explain his busy role as curator of the gallery.
Only looking at the work itself, but knowing that once the work is installed, it takes on a different aura. And so we have to be careful about where things are placed in the gallery so that we have juxtaposition of different kinds of works, but we don't have anything jarring. My favorite part of hanging exhibitions in the gallery is having all of the work around me on the floor and beginning to study and review what's there and to see what it says to me on an intellectual level, what it says to me on an aesthetic level, and then finding out how those works fit together into one whole. This is a great opportunity for students and faculty and staff and members of the community to see like current trends in contemporary art. This is a perfect opportunity to see that up close and personal.
The exhibition opened on January 13th and will be available through Saturday, March 1st. Admission is free, and students and the community will be able to browse whenever they wish for as long as they wish. And with the exciting and unique pieces on display, there certainly is a lot to look through. For UNI-TV, I'm Nathan Grieve. The Panthers were able to remain undefeated in a top 10 clash against Missouri. For more on the story, we sent it out to Zach Wright.
The number 5 nationally ranked Northern Iowa Panthers were in action on a sold-out West Gym January 24th against the then-ranked number 7 Missouri Tigers. The Panthers went on to win 24-10 thanks in large part to an early 9-0 lead, something Coach Doug Schwab believes set the tone for the win.
Coming out with Peters, Kelowna now having Laser back. I mean, that's kind of what we had happen in Oklahoma and kind of was done all year for us. We love starting at 25, and when they want to start at 25, I was pretty happy about that. They slowed things down and kept us off the board with bonus points, but we got some wins there. Laser ended up getting a win, in the last couple of seconds, which is huge. Just kind of keep the momentum swing in our favor. Like you talked about Cooper Moore, he's up 3-2, and he built his lead, and that's what we preach. And he built his lead against a guy that's ranked ahead of him. So, that was a huge win coming off the break, and then really just swinging that momentum back in our favor.
Senior Ryan Loader had a big win, returning to the lineup with a 25-second pin.
Getting him back in the lineup last week was huge for us. Getting he's a leader for us, and I know, man, that had to feel good for him to get a win in front of the home crowd, to get a pin, get those bonus points. Being a leader like he is, and to really open up the dual meet for us.
Sophomore Blaze Cabell finished the night off for the Panthers with a 6-5 decision.
Did a good job. Got a score in the third period. To move himself ahead. He's got to attack a little bit more, though. I like him when he attacks more, because a lot of heavyweights play the game, and we don't want him to play the game. We want him to be attacking and really set a high pace. And we got to win tonight, and we'll just keep building them, though.
I was also able to sit down with the top-ranked 133-pound Joe Cologne.
I have a big target on my back. I'm #1 guy in the nation. Everybody's going to be coming after me. They're going to want to keep the match close. They're not going to want to wrestle right away. And I mean, it just gives me more motivation to keep doing what I've been doing and know not to slack, because the little bit I slack, the guy behind me or the guys below me are just gonna bite on it and just take it, and I just got to keep working. At the beginning of the year, we talked about having an undefeated record in dual meets, and I mean, that's what we want. And this is the first time in a long time that we've had that opportunity where we can win every single dual meet, and that's what we go out there and do. I mean, each guy takes care of their own self and what they need to do, and it just carries into every match. I mean, we're behind each other.
It's as good an environment as I've been in. I've been in some pretty good environments for wrestling, and just as far as the electricity you feel, the energy that you feel, it's as good as anywhere I've been. And I tell you what, our guys feel it, and there's opportune times when you hear that crowd get up on their feet and they get behind our guy, and it makes a big difference. We love having this place sold out, and we want to do it every meet.
It's big. You mean like in Joey's match, you had the crowd behind him. Cody's match, it just gives you that second wind when you hear that big crowd and it's for you. You thought tonight was loud. It's probably gonna be way louder next week. It's gonna be packed house, Iowa State fans coming over, and it's just we haven't beat them since I've been here, at least, and that's one thing I really want to do. And it's gonna be huge. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna take it from them to show the nation that we're not just not taking the third seat behind Iowa State, Iowa. I mean, we're making some noise for it.
Be sure to head on out to the McLeod Center February 8th to help keep this Panther train rolling. For UNI-TV, I'm Zach Wright.
That's it for this edition of UNI-TV. Thank you for watching.
We hope that you'll join us next time for more news, sports, and events affecting you in the Cedar Valley community. I'm Nate Grieve.
And I'm Dakota Funk. We'll see you next time. Stay warm.